First of all, guys, we are going to make boilies. And boilies we will make both for hook bait but also for a spot mix. I've prepared the recipe based on a very simple ingredients. This recipe is a compilation of different YouTube videos I've watched. I've never made this recipe before, but I think I've balanced it correctly. So we are going to go for a 1 kilo of dry mix consisting of soya flour, semolina, wheat flour, maize flour. We are going to use some of the ingredients which are bought in the fishing store for making boilies. That's a CC Moore Super Gold flour and claw. Then we are going to use some eggshell. You will see. We are going to use some seeds, and then on top of that we will use some sugar, salt, and that will be the base of the dry mix. If you calculate all of that, 1 kilo of that mix would cost you around €2.15. And then I will have also the liquid mix, which will consist of 8 to 9 eggs, some sunflower oil, some taste additive, some coloring thing, and then I was supposed to use the brewer's yeast liquid, but I'm not going to have it, so I will replace it with something else. And then I have some betaine liquid, so that will cost probably another €2. So in total, 1 kilo of dry mix with the liquid mix will cost me about €4.15, which will make around 1 kilo and 300 gram boil. Yes, I'm not going to bother you too much with the mixing process. I think you can observe it on any boil preparation mix video. But you can see that I have a number of different ingredients: soya flour, the Super Gold from CC Moore, that's the maize meal or corn flour, a claw from CC Moore again, this is a local semolina, and this is a fish meal. So I have a couple of more ingredients to add, as I said in my introduction of the recipe. So let me mix it and then I'll come back. I've put all the ingredients in, and now it's time to stir it and to mix it properly so that all the ingredients are mixed up completely and they work together perfectly in my boilies. After this, I'm going to prepare my liquid. My liquid mix consists of 8 large eggs. Then I have added 20 milliliters of liquid betaine. I've added also the vanilla aroma. It's about 38 milliliters. I've added 2 tablespoons of oil, sunflower oil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add also the coloring into it. It's gonna be yellow, guys. And now that all needs to be very, very properly mixed before we start mixing dry and liquid parts together. Alright, so the liquid mix is almost ready. Just continue to stir it until you see that it's one consistent liquid. One thing that I forgot to tell you guys about the egg shells. So when you use your eggs, don't throw away the eggshells. Dry them up and then put them into the blender and crush them into very, very small pieces. And then you can really use it in your dry mix. And it works very well for carp because it gives that crunchy substance to your boil mix. Now I'm going to start mixing and making my paste ready. Before I do that, I need to make a good sip of my favorite Union unfiltered beer. Fantastic local beer in Slovenia. So let me do that. And now I'm ready to start the process. I'm not going to show the full process because it takes some time and you know how to do it. But the principle is that you are putting your dry mix into your liquid mix. You can start by putting quite a bit. And then until the time you come to the end, you reduce the number of dry mix you put to make sure that your end product is good enough and is not overdone. So it should be not sticking to your hands, but it should not be dry to make sure that you can do a proper paste out of it. Well, you see that it starts to harden even more, but it's not yet ready. So it gets a little bit harder to mix it with a spoon, but you need to continue until the moment you cannot really do it anymore, and then you switch from making it with spoon to make it with your hands. I cannot do it anymore with spoon. It gets very hard to mix it. I'm going to continue with my hands. It's not gonna be the most pleasant process, I can promise you, but you need to do it, and you need to take some time to mix it well, because otherwise it doesn't work, guys. Yeah, it's sticky, it's very soft yet, but you need to be patient. Grab your beer with your right hand and mix your paste with your left hand. That's how we do it. Guys, to finish your paste off, you might want to go out of your mixing plate or mixing bowl and start doing it on the table. It's much easier because you're not limited in the space, and you can put your dry mix on the table like this, and you just continue mixing, pressing your duff. What you see in my hands is not the whole duff, because I've already done bigger half of it. Maybe that's also an idea. If you have a lot of mix, just split it into 2 or 3 parts and mix it separate to the final paste product. Otherwise, it's gonna be difficult, guys. And you do it until you feel that it does not stick to your hands anymore, but it is still soft enough, because if it's too hard, it's going to be very difficult for you to make the boilies. So what's next? You've done your paste. I really recommend, before you start making the boilies, put your paste into a plastic bag, close it so that there is no air coming to it, and just leave it for at least half an hour, 1 hour, for it to rest, and for it also to have the process of mixing all the ingredients together. To make my boilies, I'm going to use this gun for the paste that will produce small little sausages. I'm going to do the 18mm boilies with a very simple boilies table. It will take me some time to make the sausages, so I'll skip that process. You'll see only the produced sausages, and then we will start working on boilies. I made a number of sausages, which I'm now ready to convert into boilies. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking a sausage and put it on my boil table, put it on, few nice touches, and here we go. This is a very convenient and very easy to make process, provided that you have made your paste in the right consistency. So you put them in here, they will dry a little bit before you boil them. If you are good enough with this For this table, you can actually do 2 sausages at a time. Hopala. So, and you have 16 boilies at one go. Make sure they are not sticking to each other because the paste is fresh. So spread them a bit, let them dry, and okay, the process is finished. Now you can see that we have quite a bit of boils. So this would represent roughly about 1 kilo and 200 grams. What I'm doing next, I'm boiling the water. You take as big pot as possible. I'm also using this rinser thing so that I put boilies into the water and then I can drain them immediately with that thing. For 18 millimeter boils, what you need is about 2 minutes of boiling, and then they are ready. So you boil them, you drain them, and then you put that into that lovely garden box. We have a lot of holes, so they dry them very nicely there. Okay, the water is boiling now, so we just start putting the boilies in. We do it as fast as possible so that they are boiling at the same time. Alright, something like that, and then we stir them a bit. They are not sticking together, and we leave them alone for 2 minutes in total. It's roughly 1.5 minutes from now. Alright, it's time to get them out. Drain the water out, and we put it in here. And the new batch. And the last bit. Very hot, be careful. So you spread them over. You have a full crate of them, which is good. Should be good enough. I'll make another one like this, and I will also make some special boilies for hook bait, which I will use a little bit more expensive recipe with more additives, with more protein, fish meal, so that when I put it on my hook, it works brilliant. And this bait, these boilies I will use as a spot mix. So I will crush them, and I will mix them with the other spot mix, and then I will feed carp, yeah, and make it attractive for fishing. Now what needs to happen is that these guys, boilies, they need to dry. The best if they dry for up to 2 days or even more. If you don't have that time, that's okay, but be aware that you might not be able to put them on the hook solidly, because if they don't dry enough, they are not hard and solid, so they can melt apart in the water. You can also preserve them for a period of time. So put them into a zip plastic bag and put them into the freezer, and they can stay there forever. When you need them, make sure that one day before or one night before fishing, you take them out and then let them defreeze in a normal way without any help of microwaves or something like that. Just let them stay in the normal temperature, and yeah, ready to fish. Good luck, guys.